It's Mark Dolan at Amused Live, physically sitting next to a very funny man, Babatunde Aleshe. How are you, man?
Lazy?
Did I?
No.
I've just got your name badly wrong.
So,
how do I say Aleshe?
No. You, because there's a H. Aleshe.
Aleshe.
There you go.
See,
That's it, Aleshe.
Let's take two.
You're saying Babatunde,
Here we go.
right? But
Babatunde Aleshe.
Aleshe. Yeah.
How hard can it be? What an idiot.
I've got accents all over my name.
Your name, it's a lot of effort, but it's worth the trouble.
It is, yeah. But once you master it, that's it. You don't have to like try and remember it. You just know.
No, it's just there.
Yeah.
It's just
So
there.
like, say my surname.
Have you got the hang of it yet?
Of course.
You sure?
I've been saying it for time.
I think I said it wrong a second ago. Yeah, I think you're still on the learning curve. It's Amused Live in the company of Babatunde Aleshe. First of all, well done, you won the semi-final of the competition, the Amused competition for New Comic 2019. You were first on, which is normally death for all comedians because the crowd are cold. But when I listened to you and I heard the audience reaction, it sounded like you were like third or fourth comic. Didn't sound like the first guy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and you came off stage and I said, that was great, and you're like, was it? Who knows? Because you're a relaxed guy. You don't seem to get carried away with yourself. You're quite modest, I think.
Okay.
Do you think?
I just try to keep it humble.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be like, oh yeah, I'm the best in the room. No,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
I know, and tonight you were the best in the room because you won. So how does it feel? Well, you know, that recognition.
It's very good. I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah, look, it's great. Audience love what you do. Very natural persona. And you've been going a while. You're quite new to the mainstream circuit, aren't you? So how long have you been doing what we would call these sort of mainstream circuit gigs?
Like 4 or 5 months.
Oh my God, that's nothing.
Yeah.
And then before that, where were you performing?
Black circuit, urban circuit.
So tell me about that. I'm intrigued. Why is there a difference, first of all?
Think it started in the early 90s with the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Wasn't bringing in a lot of black acts. So
Yeah.
black acts then took to Hackney Empire as
Yeah.
their home.
Yeah.
And so that's where it started from. So when I started with the real McCoy generation as they were
Brilliant
leaving.
people.
Yeah, as they were leaving out. So I used to gig with people like Felix Dexter,
Yeah.
Judy Marr,
Yeah.
Curtis Walker.
Yeah.
And then they kind of moved on, and then you had, you know, the new wave, Kojo, Slim.
Yeah.
And I was in amongst that.
Yeah.
And so Hackney Empire was, you know, kind of like our home base.
Yeah.
And then it just took from there. So that's what
Yeah,
started.
and how do you feel about the fact that there is that other circuit? I mean, is it good because it's a platform, or is it bad because comedy should just be comedy? What do
Comedy
you think?
should just be comedy, but it's good because obviously there's a place where, you know, we got to express ourselves at that particular time.
Yeah.
But it's all about progression, so now I don't think there is that barrier anymore.
No,
like, you know, we've got black comics gigging everywhere. And obviously for me, when I found that out, I was just like, well, let me try it, you know, do the mainstream stuff.
And have you found a difference in the urban crowd versus your more mainstream?
Yes.
All right, and what is the difference?
There's a DJ on the stage. Every time you do a joke, there's probably like a bomb that goes off, like an explosion sound. Sometimes they'll have like a sound clash in the do you know what a sound clash is?
No, tell me more.
Sound clash is when two DJs go against each other. So in the middle of two comics will go on, and you know, make the crowd laugh, and it is a comedy show.
Yeah.
And then in the middle, someone will come and say, "Yeah, now we're gonna have a sound clash," and then two DJs will battle who's the best DJ, and then it'll go back to...
That's exactly what you want while you're in the middle of your set.
Exactly, so, you know what I mean? So it's
That's what I feel I've been missing all these years.
It's high energy, isn't it? Like, have you ever done a black gig?
No.
Okay, well when you...
I've never done a white gig.
Well look, what I'm trying to say is...
I'm not popular.
When you make a black gig or black crowd laugh, you feel it on stage.
Right, yeah.
It's like, it's not just laughing, it's I'm punching this guy, I'm stamping my feet, did you hear what he said? And that's what it is.
Yeah, it's physical, it's visceral.
It's very,
So that's it, and therefore, do you find actually that outside of that urban circuit, that mainstream audiences are a bit lifeless, maybe?
No,
boring?
no. I wouldn't say they're a bit lifeless, but it's different.
It's different. It's different. Yeah. And have you changed your style, or have you changed any of your material?
No, I haven't changed. But obviously, certain words I'm not gonna speak my everyday, because I do use slang in my everyday speech. So I'm not gonna do that to. I need to communicate to everybody.
Well, I know that's the key. That's what unlocks it for comedians, isn't it? Is our job is to communicate. And I always think when a joke doesn't work, maybe it's not funny, but quite often it's because you haven't communicated the joke properly, but they haven't fully understood what you're saying, and you want to connect. And that's really interesting. And but do you think there are some comics who don't make it out of the urban circuit, who aren't able to somehow adapt the success they have?
I mean, I can't comment on that.
No.
Them and themselves.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Maybe it's generational though, because you're young, and you therefore are hopefully society is a bit more open, a bit more free.
Well, I went drama school.
Okay, I see.
So, I don't know why I brought that up, but yeah, I went drama school.
No, I think that's a really good.
Yeah.
So therefore, you just see yourself as a performer.
Yeah.
There's no pigeonhole.
There's no. Yeah.
So where did you go to drama school?
Central School.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And did you? I don't know a lot about how drama school works, but did you specialise in something? Was it Shakespeare? What do you learn?
I don't specialise in any particular form.
Yeah.
Like you just do everything.
Bit of improv, and then you do some classical stuff.
Yeah, a lot of classical.
Well, what were you good at? What was your forte at drama school?
I was quite good at Shakespeare. I got casted as Othello, and why is his name gone out of my head?
Hamlet.
No, not Hamlet. Titus Andronicus, the Moor. Why is his name? Where's his name? Oh my God.
Shakespeare's not my forte.
Anyway, I know
more about sound clashes.
I got good roles in. I went to drama school with Kit Harington.
You did. So what about that?
Yeah,
see,
well,
that was a vintage crop then. That's really hard. It's really hard to get into. So Central's one of the best in the country, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool.
So did you just have? Was it a series of auditions or something? How did you get in?
Yeah, 2 auditions and then.
Okay, and did you have any acting training before that?
Yeah, in college, did a bit of performing arts.
But this is I'm massively impressed, and it gives me great confidence in terms of your future.
Whoa!
Because, and I know you're Mr. Modest, but comedians that have had a bit of acting training are at a huge advantage because they have the stagecraft, and you have that, the presence, the way you hold yourself, like you own it, you belong there. A lot of that stuff is taught. A lot of it's technique, isn't it? I mean, I think you're naturally a confident person because of the experience you've already got as a comedian, and maybe you're quite a confident guy anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at Russell Brand, Jack Whitehall, people like that, Eddie Izzard, all with the background in acting.
Okay.
And I think that sometimes when you're watching them, you think, well, this guy's a genius, and they are all brilliant, but they're also quite well-trained performers, and they're able to sell what they can do. I used to be a writer for Richard Blackwood. Are you familiar with his work?
Of course, yeah.
Star of EastEnders.
Yeah.
But before that, he's in stand-up. I don't know, does he still gig, Richard Blackwood?
Yeah, he does.
But he's the same. He's probably the most talented performer I've ever worked with as a comedian. It's just so on stage, so physical.
Yes.
So skillful, and I think it's an advantage. So it's good you've revealed a little bit of a dark secret there, your acting. Would you like to do, how ambitious are you as an actor compared to comedy? What's more important, acting or comedy?
Started as a comedian, so... Yeah,
right. So that's where your heart is. But I mean, a sitcom would be good, wouldn't it?
I mean, a sitcom would be good, but obviously the right type of sitcom for me is just not... I'm not going to just fling myself into anything.
Oh, really?
I'm saying, if I can deliver it, then yeah.
See, I fling. I'm a flinger.
That's the difference between me and you, bro.
I've been flinging for years. So therefore, that really surprises me that in terms of the acting stuff, you're like, is that sort of almost like that's in the past? You've done
No. If something right comes along, if something right comes along, I want it. You know what I'm saying? But as long as I can deliver it.
That was nearly flinging. I've got you flinging. I've broken this man.
But if it's the right
He wasn't flinging 2 minutes ago.
It wasn't.
But yeah, you're right. So not just for the sake of it is what you're saying. I completely agree with you. And I remember when I was doing a lot of presenting, and I remember one person was asking me, how do you become a presenter on TV and stuff? And I said, what do you want to do? What do you want to present? And this person, she said, absolutely anything. And I was like, that's not the right answer, actually. You've got to tell me that you're interested in tadpoles, that you're the tadpole person. And just you narrow yourself down, it's probably better. Yeah, because it's more authentic, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, people want the real you. Well, we love the real you. I can't get enough of you.
Well, you can't get enough of me?
Yeah.
Bro.
Honestly, you know, you're going to be...
It's a bit weird, bro, I'm not going to lie.
It's not comfortable for you. I understand that. It's borderline, you know, a lot of this could be used in court, this chat. It's basically grooming, is what it is, isn't it?
No, it definitely ain't, bro. I'll catch on to that shit.
Or is there anything about you that we need to know before I release you out of my underground lair?
First of all, I'm a married man, yeah, so that's the number one thing.
Protest too much, don't buy a word of it. This is show business.
What else? I mean, look, I'm up and coming in terms of, you know, getting my name out there.
Yeah.
So the only thing you need to know about me is just watch this space, and hopefully I'm able to deliver what is expected of me.
Well, that was like the perfect blend, and that's what you achieve on stage, a mixture of humility and confidence, an impossible combination. No, I'm supposed to wrap this, but I'm going to spend 60 seconds saying one thing, which is you do have a job at the moment. You work for TfL in customer service, and TfL is the London transport infrastructure, so that's buses, tubes,
Yeah.
and
Well,
miracles happen every day because of getting that many million Londoners around the place.
Yeah.
But you've got to face an angry public. So is it a hard job?
yes, definitely.
And has it prepared you in any way for being on stage and facing the audience? Has it made you tougher or anything like that?
Two different dynamics in terms of, yeah, but I can see how you can kind of like compare the two. But yeah, nah, man. Look, listen. When I get on stage and I face the audience, I'm not scared at that moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Good.
I'm not scared because no one's there to purposely try and insult me.
Yeah.
When I'm doing Transport for London, people are pissed.
Yeah.
So people are definitely trying to go at my throat.
Yeah.
So
when you walk on stage and no one's lost their luggage from Heathrow Airport.
And if someone in the audience then starts to take out whatever they want on me, I just go silent, wait until they finish what they do, then I carry on. I'm not.
Do you ever do a gig and then at the end you get questions from the audience like, is the Jubilee line still running?
Someone did come up to me and say, yo, you know, obviously I need that refund, didn't it? And I was just like, okay,
Oh man.
you know, I'm not on job right now, my G. Like,
But I love the way that you talk about it on stage. And you do talk about it, and it's nice that you bring some of that to, because it's I think it's customer facing, it's customer service. TfL.
It's not customer facing.
But is it not?
I do emails.
You're on email?
Yeah.
Okay,
emails.
but they're tough emails, are they? Are
Some-
they rude? Are
some-
the emails rude?
Rude as hell.
Really?
Rude.
What, without even grammar? Do they bother with dear sir, madam?
Yo, rude. Yeah, I can't say what, obviously.
They wouldn't swear in an email,
What?
do they?
I can't, obviously GDPR, I
I know.
can't say anything, but
No.
my gosh, rude.
Yeah, and then how do they expect to get a positive response if they're going to be rude on email?
I mean,
Do they just, I mean, you're obviously a professional, but is there a temptation just to chuck it in the bin and just get right move?
nah, that can't happen, boy.
Really?
Everything is monitored.
Oh no.
Yeah, don't worry.
You've got someone watching
you.
you.
got to bypass all of that, you know, effing and blinding and stuff.
I think,
like
did
that.
you tell me that you used to have people on the phone? But you've been sort of promoted.
Yeah.
I like the way in TfL, a promotion is just further and further away
no,
from the
but
public.
it's a promotion because if you, have you ever done customer services?
No, I never have, no.
On the phone to
Yeah.
angry Londoners
Yeah.
is that ruined me
Yeah.
for like a good 2 years.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, oh, you know, you're really good at phone calls, at cheering people up. We'll put you on emails. You know what I'm saying? So,
Because I would imagine that, because I think of traffic wardens and stuff like that, that you've got to deal with the abuse, and in some ways, if you're abused all day, when you go home, you've got to get it out somehow, because it's like,
nah,
it's not good for
me.
the soul.
Some people are like that.
Yeah.
Not for me.
You almost need therapy, no? You didn't need therapy?
No. I grew up in Tottenham. I don't need no therapy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm good.
And on that note, it was a brilliant show tonight.
Thank
I'd
you.
like to wish you really good luck in the final. You're going to be a big star. Babatunde, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my good friend.
Yeah.
Great work.
Definitely.